Hello friends. Welcome to the Global Pulse. It seems as if the war between Israel and Hamas gets more complicated instead of calming down the situation, at least for the sake of innocent civilians being the victims for no reasons. Now adding fuel to the fire, Netanyahu's son says Qatar is funding terrorism in Israel-Hamas deal. Yair Netanyahu, the son of Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, has accused Qatar in the Persian Gulf of harboring terrorists. Speaking at a conference of the Evangelical Church in Florida on Sunday, Yair said Qatar is the second largest terrorist financier in the world. At the top of Yair's list is Israel's arch-enemy Iran. Netanyahu's son has launched this attack on Qatar at a time when it is playing the role of central mediator in the deal with Hamas for the release of hostages in Gaza. This dialogue with Hamas is at a critical point at this time. Hamas political leaders have found refuge in Qatar's capital Doha. It also houses the political office of Hamas. According to Israeli media outlet Jerusalem Post, a recording of the event has surfaced. In the recording, Yair Netanyahu can be heard saying, "You have another sponsor of terrorism, which is Qatar. It's a rich country that, for some reason, is given red carpet treatment in Washington and New York, but they're the biggest financiers of terrorism in the world after Iran." He further claimed that the real aim of the ultra-left organizations was to weaken the social fabric. He said Israel was an experiment to see how much force this army of goons will work with. "This is very dangerous for the Western world," the Israeli Prime Minister's son said. "That's very dangerous for America. This is dangerous for freedom. We cannot allow this to continue. Unfortunately, this is also happening in Israel. This relates to what we've seen in American colleges over the past 6 months." He said Qatar is the largest donor to universities in the United States, where far-left groups opposed to Israel are based. Over the past decade in the mainstream media, there has been something in the mainstream media in Israel, the US and the left in Europe that breaks all the rules of the game, Ynet News reported. He does not argue with his political opponent, but tries to imprison and provoke him. They are trying to kill their opponent. Thank you very much for watching. Always be with us for the latest news and updates across the globe. Goodbye and see you soon.